I don't even know how to start this. I thought about it a lot actually while I was in at the retreat, how I wanted to like make my first video, and that turned into me realizing I think I'm gonna make a full kind of like overview of the totality of my retreat experience. I think I'm gonna make that part into a podcast. So this video is actually gonna be an introduction slash just like a little update, right? That were my main takeaways from my recent retreat into noble silence and my very own, very personable and adorable internal hell and heaven that I just experienced over the past 11 days. And I mean that with every fiber of my body. Okay? But yo, damn, bro. Here I am. It's still setting in quite some, in some different minute ways, right? That I'm free again, that I can talk, that I can just go back to operating how I want to. Believe it or not, 11 days was enough to like grab me by the man bun and shake me around a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, as I merge back into society, I definitely find myself at times a little bit disoriented. But regardless, I'm here. I feel great. I don't even feel great. There's really not words to encapsulate fully how I feel right now, and what I've been noticing and retrospecting on all morning as I make my way now to North Carolina for the next step in my journey. So here I am, right? Like, I clearly survived. I survived 10 hours a day of meditating, and I survived the vegetarian diet for 10 days straight, which I'm quite eager to continue and see how that treats my body and mind as I slip back into a more normal lifestyle. Listen, I mean it when I say this. In order to fully unpack what I just went through, it's going to take time, like a good amount of time probably. Having the right conversations with people, having the right conversations with myself via journaling or via internal dialogue, right? Which I don't prefer all the time. So yeah, and that's because, dude, I fucking literally went to a couple of the darkest corners, if not the darkest corners that I know of now in my mind during the 10-day retreat. And I also went to some of the most beautiful, some of the most just absurdly gorgeous parts of my mind. Holy shit, man! I don't even know what all I want to encapsulate, what all I want to prioritize in this video. Let's just touch on what Vipassana, the meditation technique of Vipassana, has been for me in the past 11 days, and maybe a little bit of what I foresee it to be. Let's start with the basics. My first thought is, what the fuck just happened to me? Straight up. I just underwent like what feels like a legitimate operation of my unconscious mind. I really mean that. Like, we all have these habits and patterns and different things about us that we do, like that our bodies and minds do in our everyday experience, that go completely unnoticed. Example for me that I recognized in the past 11 days was when I get like a little bit what I consider to be too tense and too caught up in my noggin and not paying enough attention to the present moment, I will bite the insides of my lips a lot or clench my jaw and like pop it a lot. But so that's a brief example of what I'm speaking to right now, right? So this technique, it's enabled me to notice a lot, like a lot about these different patterns and things that I do within my internal dialogue and just with my body in general. That might seem minute, okay? Like, I think at first glance, some people might hear that and think, okay, but especially when you start applying that idea, this concept to your thoughts, you can start to pick up on like places where you might be like, wait a minute, I don't want to think like that. Like that's not who that's not aligned with who I want to be as a person. What I literally learned in the past 11 days or 10 days, it was like 11, 10, or 12. I can't fucking remember, honestly.
I think it was 12 in total, but 10 were spent all day meditating. I think that's how it went. But I don't really know, believe it or not.
Fuck, I'm getting distracted. When you start using this tool to tune into who you are as a person when you're not actually paying attention, that opens your mind, dude. Like that fucking cracks you open and really inspires like a lot of reflection and most likely, at least in my experience, a lot of inspiration, right, for inner work. I've been trying to make a list on my phone of different things that I've noticed in the past 11 days that kind of bubble up as I talk to people and start to crack open my experience a little bit. I've been trying to make a list of all that shit, right? And I very quickly realized I will not be able to actually totally encapsulate all these things that I've noticed. And that's really exciting to me. Really exciting to me because I'm finally shedding light on a lot of shit. And dude, let me fucking tell you, speaking of shining light on some shit, when I mention the dark corners of my mind, I fucking mean it. I was at one point during this retreat so fucking scared that I was. I'm gonna leave you guys with a cliffhanger here. I was so fucking scared that I was legitimately about to be mentally, like permanently mentally unwell. I mean that shit. It was fucking terrifying. It was a rattling experience. And it even spooks me a little bit right now to share that, right? Because that's like a little bit, well, that's, I think, quite a bit vulnerable, actually. At least it feels that way for me right now. However, I trust that if you're interested further, that's what I'm going to dive into a little bit in my podcast. I really want to share that stuff. I'm kind of hesitant too, but I really want to share that stuff because it's fucking real as shit. And I think it could help people too. So, like, whatever. But yo, during this retreat, like I just kind of mentioned, I cracked into some shit. I am now, as I sit, most definitely. I mean, every experience changes us to some extent, right? But this experience changed a couple of my foundational blocks. If you can imagine like a pyramid, right? Imagine a pyramid, and the pyramid represents yourself and kind of everything about yourself, how you operate in the world, especially. Imagine that block just kind of got like that. Definitely happened. I am foundationally changed now as a human being, and I'm so fucking fascinated and blown away about how the actual lens, like the physical way that I see the world now, not only with my eyes but also with all my other senses, is upgraded. Like it's turned the fuck up, bro. And I expected that to some extent before I went into the retreat, right? Like I knew a little bit about the practice and what it is kind of grabbing for and what it means. But holy shit, I did not expect this. I really didn't. And I'm so like, stoked to say that because wow, like how relieving, it's so relieving to say that given how challenging some of that shit really was for me. Fuck. Ladies and gents, thank you for watching this real quick and catching up with me. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, hit up your boy. You feel me? Hit that motherfucking line. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later, blood.